Yo, your boy EC22, and this is the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Hey, y'all. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas as we get ready to turn a new year. We're about to say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026. And just let you guys know, man, it's been an awesome week for here at the FairWeather Fan, along with Coach D-Way, man. We thank you guys for just riding with us for this long, man. So we got some hey, let's just keep it moving. 2026, same old podcast, same old group. We're going to just keep it rolling. D-Way, how you been feeling, man?
Good. We've been traveling a little bit, but we're back. And J-Dub's supposed to hop on if he can. He's got one of them at a wrestling meet tonight, and he's got one of them at some kind of swim tryouts tonight. So up there in Great Falls, Montana, but hopefully we'll see him a little bit. But, man, I'm like you. I think I'm about ready to usher out the old and bring in the new and all the excitement and glamour and glitz that comes with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, shoot, man. Without just prolonging the inevitable, let's go ahead and jump into the show, man. Listen, starting out with college basketball, man, I just really ran across this news right here, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I didn't know this could even happen, but Baylor Bears signs former NBA draft pick. And the frustration around the league is like, hey, if you got drafted or if you put your name in the draft, you're ineligible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because this guy was not from America, US of A. He was from where was he? He was out overseas. So Barcelona, whatever. He played with FC Barcelona. And because he was overseas player, the rules technically don't apply to him. That is such garbage. And he was the first round pick of that.
What?
Former number 31 pick. Second round, because they got 30 teams. I'm thinking about NFL. They told second round, high second round, first pick of the second round. 2023 NBA draft, James Nagy was drafted by the Detroit Pistons. He never played, and so that made him eligible to play this year, whatever. That is some crazy stuff. What do you think about?
So here's my thoughts. If he got drafted, did he ever make a professional ball club? Did he ever wear a professional uniform? Did he ever play in a professional game?
Nope, he never played.
So I'm not as mad at him then. It'd be different if he was out there and played in a couple games and went through half a season and then they got cut or something. But the fact that he got drafted and it never really. Hey,
what's up, JP?
Look at JP showing up hot and ready to rumble. What's up, JP? So the fact that he didn't. If you got drafted and you didn't really you didn't play or you weren't on then who cares? You know?
Yeah. I mean, Calipari, he how he said the rules be the rules. Calipari said, and then Coach Izzo is definitely not a fan of this situation right here, and I'm not a fan of it either. You know, he said it's fair is what the rules allow. Yeah. That's a good point, but it shouldn't. I mean, like, it's not that the rules are there, right? It's just when you make these rules, right? You can't make them for worldwide, right? They have to be strictly for the U.S. players. And all of a sudden, now when you start getting these international players coming around and want to play, things are changed and rules don't apply to them and stuff like that. And now, obviously, that's going to be looked at, right? Because we usually get international players going and play for the pros, but now we get international players that's coming over here and playing for college teams and try to boost up their draft status. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I don't like it.
But
I don't like it.
But I guess the rules have loopholes and players' agents and these players' attorneys find these loopholes and they try to take advantage of them, and so it'll be interesting to see how good of a player this guy is in NCAA. So we'll see.
Man, with that being said, let's stay with college basketball. Hey, have you been watching any college hoops? Have you got a chance to watch any college hoops, man?
Not a lot. We were traveling last week, but so I'm going to rely on you to give us some info on that?
No, I haven't been watching full games, but every now and then, if a game is on, I'll try to watch it and stuff like that. And it's actually, I was very harsh about college, especially men's basketball. I'm all on the women's basketball side, right?
Oh,
But the men's,
yeah.
I'm harsh on them. But man, for what I've seen these last couple of days, getting a chance to watch the games, man, there's playing some really, really good basketball out there. They're really doing thing out there, and it's a real good product. And we've seen what the drafts so far have done for the NBA. Out with the old news, some of these new players are coming in. I feel like we're about to start over in NBA. We talked about that a few episodes. Talking about the state of the NBA and where it's going now. We're going to get some real good play now versus the things sitting around the superstars, and that's kind of getting old and stuff like that. So I think the state of the NBA is in a real good spot. Now, with that being said, I don't know if you're gonna get some like superstar, like family household name, like Steph Curry, LeBron James is gonna come and create a whole new basketball. You may not get that, but you're gonna get some real good basketball competition because what more can you do? You got cats shooting from the 3-point line. You got people jumping over cars. Like, how much more can we get? We done seen it all, D-Wade. What
Yeah, it's crazy. I have got to watch, a bunch of NBA, and those cats just keep getting better and bigger and stronger and faster and better and more athletic and more skilled and more talented. And where's the roof on this thing? And I love that younger group of guys. The Victor in San Antonio, Cooper, of course.
Yeah.
Luka is doing what he does and doing it well. You know who's wearing them out? And you'll know as soon as I say, I think he's leading in every category that they keep stats in, is that dumb Joker.
Yeah, well, he had,
If you go back and look at the scoring averages, rebound averages, steals averages, assist averages, everything that they keep block shots, he is at the top of all the list. It's crazy what that cat's doing in Denver.
Oh yeah, and this is the Joker that we know, right? This is the Joker that he's been this guy, and now he's just showing like this year is not going to be any different. I'm going to still be Nikola Jokic. I'm going to do my thing, and this is the brand of basketball I like, right? There's nothing sexy about his game. You're not going to turn him on and just like, man, I'm going to watch this dude just really.
Yeah.
But what you're going to get is a high IQ.
You're not going to be all excited. You're going to be shaking your head all game, just going, how does this big lug nut do all this stuff?
But what he's perfected is putting that little round ball in that basket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you don't get extra points for how pretty it looks, bro. But he what they say up Mawa, he got it going on right now.
He knows how to do it. I mean, just his IQ is crazy, man. But I want to talk about this guy real quick because JJ Redick. Oh man, this guy. Now, I've said it, and I apologize, but then I didn't apologize. But when he became the coach of the Lakers, I thought that was just not a good move for his first coaching job. I felt like he needed to get his feet wet a little bit. Same thing I said about Steve Nash coaching over in Brooklyn. Same thing I said about Jason Kidd when he got his first job at, so it's like you put these guys right from playing players. I mean, you talking about just a few weeks or months or years after playing with these guys. Now you're coaching these guys. It's like then you're coaching the best of the best, right? That just didn't make any sense, and I just felt like let them go to a younger team. Yeah. But needless to say, this is where JJ Redick has found himself, and let's check on some comments real quick. Oh, right. Oh, exactly. I don't see why the rules should be different for American high schoolers and Euro players. Exactly. Have taken. Yeah, they have been taken over. He's talking about that is Nikola Jokic because we talk about how the international players have been taken over. He's my Luka, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic. Yeah. Saying all the list goes on and on has really been taken over. But I'm gonna play a clip. So this clip I'm gonna play and set up. This is a 2-part clip, right? The first part of the clip is when he was just an analyst and he was coming against Doc Rivers about Doc Rivers blaming the players for their lack of play and talking about how he don't want to take accountability, talking about how no coach should go out there and then, say these things about the players. And then they have a clip of him in the media talking about players. Let's let it rip.
Seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years.
What's the trend?
The trend is always making excuses. It's always throwing your team under the bus. They lose to Memphis. Oh, it's his players' fault. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. There's never accountability with that guy.
It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Your coach told us he planned for it to be a bad day. He said it'd be an uncomfortable day for the team.
And y'all bought into that.
Told him, believed him.
I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not saying anything.
I don't know if you know this or not, bruh. Them dudes don't respect you. You are their peer. They are not, just because you have the head coach title, they don't look at you as such. And the main corporate is the guy who you just had the podcast with.
That helped hire you.
That helped get you the job, man. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, if they did, they'll play harder. They'll get back on defense.
The Kenyon?
That was Kenyon Martin. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Love him.
So JJ Redick, basically, I mean, they're a top 10. They're a top 10 in the whole league. They're top 5 in their conference, right? 20-30 is their record. You know, lost Austin Reeves for about 4 weeks, about 4 months, whatever, 4 weeks, 4 months, whatever. And yeah, he wants his team to play defense, coach. But newsflash, ain't nobody playing defense.
There you go, preach. Come on.
So he was a guy who's a shooter, but not a high volume scorer. So yes, he had to try his best to be that perimeter defender. So I understand where his mind is at, right? But my biggest thing about him, and once again about these players coming out and coaching all these personalities, is like I said it, bruh, how you gonna grab the respect of people you just played with, right? And you heard DeAndre, he came out there and said, hey, I'm not gonna go another 53 games like this. I already told the guys Saturday's practice is gonna be uncomfortable. Then they go to the DeAndre Ayton and say, y'all believe that? Coach said practice is gonna be hard. Y'all believe that?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And then Kenyon hits it with they don't respect you, coach. Everything you just heard, what do you think about that, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I don't know where the fine line is, but like you said, these guys come out of a year or less than a year of playing with these guys, running up and down the floor with these guys. Hey, good evening, Lou. Good to see you. And they're locker room buddies and all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden you throw a guy in like a JJ into a situation where he's playing with a bunch of veterans.
Yeah.
He's trying to coach a bunch of veterans that already think they know more than he does and know more how to run a basketball team than he does. And so that's really a no-win situation, unless you throw somebody in there that's got some stripes on their jacket and got some rings on their hands and got some trophies in their coaching office. Then that's just the crazy world we live in with the disrespect and no respect for these younger guys. So, so it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation. And now I for one, when I did watch a podcast that him and LeBron James had, I always felt that, when I said that was going to be probably one of the best podcasts out there as far as breaking down the IQ and the X's and O's of a basketball game. And all of a sudden, it was a good space for LeBron to be in, to have time to come there and give the fans something while he's playing, much like what Draymond Green tries to do and the other players try to do. But to hear it from, saying LeBron James, one of the greatest players we've seen play the basketball while he's still playing and what he thinks about, along with somebody like JJ Redick, who was a beloved college star and then has carved out a decent career. It was great to see him. I watched the first 3 episodes they had, and all of a sudden now, boom, they're working together. I was like, they ain't gonna work. Like D-Way, I'm sorry, you and I friends, but I ain't gonna let you coach me. I'm sorry.
No, 100%.
Because I don't want you fussing at me, D-Way.
That's a good. You just said something that's funny, but it's spot on, bro.
Yeah.
You It can't work that way. You know, I can't be your homeboy one week and the next week I'm telling you how to play and what to do. You know, and grind it. That never works. So
Yeah, if it's like because you know, like me going up there playing at the church with the guys and you pulling me to the side and say that's different. If it's like a little intramural or something just fun we're doing, like a little mini tournament, some at the church or at a rec center, that's different. But I am paid to do this and you're paid to do this. This is my job.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's a totally different situation right there.
Yeah.
Like, man.
and I don't know. Is LeBron on the trading block?
Nah.
Did I hear rumors of that? Okay.
I haven't heard any rumors. If y'all heard about LeBron being on the trading block, no, they'd be a fool to trade him. But JJ's in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because the expectation of surrounding LeBron James is so high. It's so high. And now that they're, you know, they're there. You know, I don't know what's the fuss about.
I mean, you just made the comment they'd be a fool to trade him. I don't know. I mean, they're 20 and 30. What is Z-Man got?
Overreaction Tuesday. There is no D in
Luka.
There ain't no D in none of them. That's what JJ Redick gets fussing about. Ain't none of them guys playing D. LeBron ain't playing D. None of them guys playing D.
Just cause Z-Man's getting up down the floor in the church league and D'ing everybody up and doing the dream shake and blocking shots like Akeem Olajuwon used to. Hey, bro, you ain't making billions of dollars, man, to do that. These guys are making the big change, Bitcoin, and they kind of do what they want, when they want, how they want. So,
yeah. So let's move on. I created this segment. It's not going to be a running segment, but it is something I really want to come out. And is I call it the narrative, right? These are just a few stories that I felt that the mainstream media, they have their point, and we can either agree or disagree with their point. And I got a few topics we're going to talk about with that and see if we agree or disagree with them. He said there is no D. Exactly. Nobody, right?
Jonathan, we've been knowing that for a hot minute, though, bro.
So the first narrative that was spun is DK versus this fan. DK Metcalf got into it with a fan, and the narrative is this. I mean, obviously, so give you some context for those who are out there watching. There were a couple of games ago, DK grabbed the fan, shoved him, and then DK perspective that the kid called him his mother a racist word. The young man said that all he did was call DK by his government name. And now DK was suspended for these last two games of Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was some crucial games they needed to win in order to make a playoff. So it really hurt the team, right? He lost $500 million in salary, but his team was behind him, so they're not going to avoid his guaranteed money for this year of during the suspension. So his team is backing him. But some interesting facts came out. The exact same fan was doing the exact same thing last year when DK was playing with the Seahawks during the Detroit Lions game. And DK got his security team involved, did an investigation, come to find out that the fans around all agreed that this young man was saying very inappropriate deals. We don't know what the investigation as of this year, right? So we don't know. It's hearsay right now. But last year, it was reported the fans say, yeah, this guy said some very racist things towards DK and his family. And so just me, if he said it last year, he probably said it this year. Now he got what he wanted. The mainstream media, with all the information that's come out, they're steady saying that the blame should solely fall on DK because he should know better. The fact that he walked 30 yards, whatever, to the fan, he should have stayed on the sideline. He should stay where he's at and all this other stuff. What do y'all think? Who's at fault? Is it DK or the fan? I don't know. I have my opinion, but I'm going to let you go with it, Coach.
So first of all, you said the team's got his back, supporting him. That's because the team that he plays for is one of the classiest organizations in all of professional sports across the board.
Facts.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, they do it right. Okay, they don't. You don't coach there and you have a bad year and they want to run you out of town. That's not how they do it. They do it the right way. Man, this is a tough one. Because they let fans get away with murder, and this is something that's been going on for a long time. In all sports, you know, and it's just I feel bad for DK. I'm a big fan of his, and I feel bad for that whole situation. Yeah, I mean, DK should have had a little bit more poise about him, but I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing given and put in that same situation. I can't sit here and tell you I wouldn't have done the same thing.
Yeah,
Start saying, because there's a line, and once there's a line, and there's some gray area, but once you pass that gray, or then you pass the line, then I'm just a man and you're just a man, and let's go out behind in the parking lot. Let's go.
That's all. And you know what? Let me see what somebody left the comment. Let's see. Julian G said he knew what the consequences could have been.
Yeah,
he did it anyway. It's not professional. It's 100 yards worth of sideline. Move away, DK. Okay, that's his perspective. Yeah. He said when you wear a baseball cap backwards at a press conference, you'll look fishy, right? So, and I 100% appreciate and respect everybody else's opinion on it, but I'm with you, D-Way. It's easy for let's see what Bob got to say. Regardless of the situation, players have to respect the fans. I feel that stadium security should have jumped in. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The hardest thing for anybody to do, because we all have our tipping point, right? And I'm not trying to make anybody think like me, but this is just your boy EC22 really, really coming and expressing ourselves, right? I've been in situations to where I could have easily walked away, but I didn't, because it's about standing on principles, right? Now, did I take things too far? No. Look, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
And yeah, I knew full well what the consequences could have been had things got further. But at that point, because it was going on so much, it's like, you know what? I don't know what else to do, right? As far as the sideline is concerned, right? This is what people don't understand. Yes, DK has 100 yards worth of sideline, right? But you don't want to be handcuffed by a fan that you know is out there heckling. You're trying to get into the fan. You don't be sit on one side, because this fan, from my understanding, was roaming. Right? He had not the whole sideline, but he has a certain space that was allowed him to roam, because he had like some type of credentials that allowed him to roam. Okay, because he wasn't a fan, but he was like one of them super fans. I don't know, but he had credentials that allowed him to roam. And so here you are trying to cheer on your fans. Your wide receiver bench is here, but I get up and I walk, and also every time I go past this point, here's this guy. You can't tell a grown man to sit here and avoid that. Like, I got to get in the game. And every time you hear this guy saying stuff, it's like, look, bro, you got to chill.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to piggyback off what Bob said, and that is, I blame stadium security.
Yeah,
I do. I really do. And because I know they've got security on the sidelines with those teams.
Yeah.
If DK would have went over to a security guy on the sideline and said, "Hey, can you call whoever we need to call? This is what's going on."
And he did that last year when he was with Seattle.
Okay.
He went to the security and said, "Hey, listen, y'all." And the investigation came out, showed that this young man, the same young man, was at fault, but the Detroit Lions organization did not kick him out and did not take away his season passes.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you're looking like, I'm in a whole new city, the same old fan. I did what I had to do, and they're not doing anything about it. What am I else left to do?
Yeah, it's a tough.
I don't know what else to do besides,
but I'm like Bob. I put it all on stadium security, man, for not handling it. If this guy had credentials, should have been able to identify him, then they could have banned him. Yeah, that's true, Bob.
And that's the point that DK was making. That's the point that he and his team, he haven't officially made a statement. That's the point that his team is making. Like, listen, DK did everything from step one to step however last year to identify this kid. They did the investigation. They talked to fans around. Everybody was on agreement and on board through the investigation that this young man was out of bounds. And so now here you are, you as a player, you expect them to do their thing, and now here you come back, and this same guy is like, it just gets like, I don't know, right? But for those of us who have cooler heads and say, I get it. Maybe DK should have walked away. Maybe DK should have isolated himself to a certain side part of the sideline. All of that, could have. But at the end of the day, he responded. He cost his team some games. He said, "You're a professional athlete, not acceptable." Agree with David. Get security to escort him out. And we keep going back to security. That's what I'm saying. DK, hear me, y'all. DK did what he had to do. Security did not do it, right?
Yeah.
If we're in situations to where somebody's coming at us sideways and we alert the authorities, we'll let the people involved and they don't do nothing, at some point, you know what I'm saying? People say words are words, but y'all, we already know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Words can have lifelong effect.
Yeah.
Sometimes words, and we've seen people that are dealing with real-time trauma now because of what words people said in their life, right? And so, and I'm not saying that this kid should have had that much energy and that much attention in DK's mind, but I've been in situations to where I told myself that, man, ain't nobody, words not gonna hurt. And then somebody say that one word, and we all have words that we don't like. It's that one word, those one triggers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk about my mama.
No, that's not.
Leave my mama alone.
Yeah.
You know, and professional or not, yo, we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And I've in no disrespect, I've seen people fight for less.
Yeah.
I've seen people who I've known, who I've talked to over the last couple of weeks about this, say the same thing. He should have done this. He should have walked away. I know you. I've seen you fight for less. But you want to sit here on a couch in front of me and tell me what he should have done? And I know you personally, and I've known you've come unhinged for less. Yeah. Let's be real, people. Let's call it what it is. It's easy to say what somebody else did, but put yourself in that situation. Now, if I want somebody to tell me, like, hey, there was a time where somebody did this to me and I just completely walked away. And I know you guys out there, because I know some of you guys' character and personality. I know you got a lot of stories behind that. And I appreciate you guys, right? But from people that I've talked to, yeah, I've seen less. Right. The only thing I'm asking, and it's like it's a narrative, right? It's just a narrative. Let's not critique people on how they choose to respond in a situation like this, right? Because I may be able to have constraint, but I'm not going to criticize DK for responding the way he responded. I can't, not in that situation. If it was just a simple heckling situation, but when explicit and racist words come out, that's a whole different trigger for us African Americans, right? And we have to be careful on that subject, right? And just anybody, not just African American, anybody get held racist words, that's a path, you know. Well, he said what people
100%.
What do you say? What people should do and would do are two totally different things. Okay, and that's a good perspective. He said when you
Who's hanging out with EC? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Hey, this guy right here. I've been hanging out with this guy right here. Yeah. G, I know, G, you already know who I'm talking about, G. I seen it, G. We're not gonna expose it, but we know we grew up together.
Well, but you know, you're talking about a bunch of homies from South Oak Cliff, so you know that's already a game.
It ain't just South Oak Cliff. It ain't just South Oak Cliff. Yeah, it is. Yes.
What Z-Man got on here? DK should know better. Anyone wearing a wig will not bother me.
Yeah. No, it ain't just South of Cliff. We peaceful over there. When you come up north, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Z-Man.
All right, then, but that's the narrative is, you know, we all can agree to disagree on this situation because we all human beings. We all think differently. And my only charge to the mainstream media is like, let's not create a narrative to demonize a person for standing up for what they believe in, right? We just not do that. If you don't agree, just say you don't agree. But when you try to demonize this person and then try to put in the context of football, oh, he cost his team these last games, probably a playoff run. Listen, when you're talking about someone's family, when you're posting threats on somebody, everything else can take a back seat. I got to handle this situation. I got to make sure that my safety is concerned. Because when you're making threats towards my family, that's a whole different. I don't know if you're joking or not. I got to take this seriously, right? So. Well, that's just my thought.
Yeah, I mean, a racial slur, the fans ban
should be banned for life.
Yeah,
ever.
Okay, but they can get around that by using other words and attacking, you know. But yeah.
So here's my fix. I said this last week. We got to protect the players because we already know, right, that if a player does anything like DK did, he's going to get suspended. He's going to cost him money. We've seen this time and time again, right? Players get kicked out of a game and maybe banned for life, right? But that's nothing because they can turn around and get some tickets from somewhere else and still come to the game, right? Because only for having a season ticket because they don't track everybody that got a ticket. So they can still come to the game. You know what I'm saying? Just not a season ticket holder, right? And they don't have facial recognition around these stadiums. This so come in, right? It is what it is, right? And so we protect the fans against players. The players know better not to initiate anything, right? And this is not something that DK initiated. So how can we protect the players? Because the players is the product. The fans are the consumers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thought process is that, and it's going to be uncomfortable to hear, but we're going to have to move fans a little further away from the players. I'm just sorry. And fill those seats with maybe family members, right? We're going to have to, and it's not the league responsibility, right? It is each individual stadium to make that call for themselves.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want the league to get involved. Every organization has to say, you know what, how can we protect this? Has this been happening in our arena? Let's protect the players. Let's fill these seats with other fans and maybe media personnel, but move those honorary fans. That way you can have more people policing. You know what I'm saying? And saying, you know, and then just, it's got to do something different, right? Where that guy was standing at, he should have been able to be at that point, you know? The end zone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you see players of opposite teams jumping into the end zone and stuff like that, and you don't see those fans getting out under, right? So you want to punish everybody, but at some point, man, the narrative got to show the fans out there, listen, this is our product, and we're going to protect our product from you, right?
Yeah, I just wish he would have gotten a security, somebody in security,
Yeah.
walked over there, and DK just pointed, so that's the guy right there.
He said now that people have no DK react like that, he's only going to get more of it from the fans, and it's not right. Hey, you right, Brandon, but look, that's a big cat.
Yeah.
Hey, you talk about, look, that's a big cat. Look, hey, that dude already a millionaire. Look, they better leave that dude alone. He said a loud amount of fans will fix them. Yeah. We don't want another Malice and Palace, but hey, that can, you never know. He said, yep.
Money talks and something get into the habit. Cash,
You said a mouthful, right? Then let's move on to the next narrative situation. This is going to get a little dicey because I know you football heads, and y'all coming from my heads on this, I already know. All right. The narrative, this has been going on for decades, probably been for all of us has been born. Football MVP candidate has always strongly been a quarterback competition. The question I have is why? Anybody jump in the comments, why is this such a highly QB? Because you have defensive players, you have running backs, right? When it comes down to QBs and wide receivers, I get it, but there are other players that are doing phenomenal things, and so many players get overlooked. This has come from First Take yesterday. Cam Newton threw Myles Garrett into the equation for MVP. And what got me is not that whether they agreed or not, because everybody has the right to their own opinion, is that they made Cam Newton feel like he was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, Cam, are you crazy? You're a former MVP. You was a quarterback. Why you would throw Myles Garrett, a guy who's on a losing team? Like, that doesn't make any sense. The fact that they would even consider him being a candidate was beyond me. And I'm like, man, is this the media mind controlling narrative that it has to be a quarterback, or it has to come from a player from a winning record, as a team that has a winning record? You know, when we look back last year, we had this quarterback race and we had a lot of people thrown in the mix. Obviously, Josh Allen won it, but nobody had better yards than Joe Burrow, right? We looked at Saquon on the verge of hitting 2,000 rushing yards, and even though Josh Allen was very deserving of it, but what Saquon did last year, and the jumping behind and spinning, just the amount of highlights he created, right? All that, the money that was made behind that single highlight, that should have been MVP. The fact that he completely turned the offense around, I don't know. But, you know, people agree to disagree, right? So I'm going to stop talking. Y'all jump in the comments. Why is this football MVP, you know, on college and the pros, why is this a highly quarterback debate?
Well, I agree with everything you said. For me, I mean, Miles has got to be in the conversation. I feel Cam's fan been laughed at for suggesting a kicker at the least bit team MVP.
Yeah. And yeah, he's the 1,000 exactly. Not even in the conversation. 1,000 yards receiving and rushing, but he's not in the conversation. That is crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand why. Why? You know,
the quarterback position's always been the glamorous. That's the cool guy. That's the team. That's the face of the team. That's who the camera's always on, and it's just that's always brought the most attention. Now, I'm not agreeing with that, but that was the reason why I wanted to play quarterback, as a youngster, and that was a cool kid, and but they even got extra special rules to protect quarterbacks, because they feel like they're such a big key to the game. But no, I think whoever the best player is the best player, and so that's why I agree with you on the Barkley thing and on the Myles Garrett thing, and McCaffrey should be, absolutely, Bob, quarterback is most recognizable. Like I said, Jonathan, because the camera's on that person all the time, and so
Cam Newton, and what he broke it down, he said the MVP stands for most valuable player. He said when you start looking at somebody like a Myles Garrett, even though that team is a bad team, they don't know who their quarterback going to be, or they're struggling with that position on the defense. Just like what we saw these last couple of games, people are scheming against him. You know what I'm saying? Number one, for him to break the record, and number two, because they can't let this guy beat him, right? Because he knows if he wreck your offense, then you're not going to score, right? He's that type of disruptor, even on a bad team, right? And then if you turn around and get that half a sack, then man, he's broken a record. It's like the way he's been playing this year is phenomenal. So at least consider him, right? But he kept talking about most valuable and trying to break down. And even one of his co-hosts went out and read the definition. Dan Orlowski goes out and pulls up the definition of what valuable mean, as though that was going to change the opinion. He's like, you bringing up the definition doesn't change anything. But that was because they were trying to really sun Cam.
So this is a hot topic for J-Dub, man. Where's he when we need him, man?
I know, right?
He loves diving into this MVP.
But Jonathan G made a point right here. He said he was most recognizable. Remember, it's not the most visible player award. It's the most valuable. The quarterbacks are the most visible. They're going to because they're going to have the ball all the time. Either they're going to pass it or hand it off to somebody, right? That's what we're going to see. And then when you're looking at records, right? We just watched college football give who was that? The Indiana quarterback, the MVP of the Heisman, and for what? None of us agreed that these guys gonna do anything, but because of the highly quarterback position, it's crazy. What did Jonathan say? Did I ask me? How do you? We talking about Brandon Aubrey. We seen the things he's done, right? To be the best player on that squad for a while.
I think back and look back on, at least in my memory, I don't want to get into a big conversation about this, but who the greatest of the greatest defensive players were ever to play the game. Think of people like Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor. Those are the two big names that stick in my mind, and I can't remember if either one of those guys were ever an MVP. But it's hard playing for a bad team and that gets no television time and can't win, and to consider. As Brandon said, the way I look at it is, if I took that player off your team and put in a backup, what would be the impact? Quarterback is the most impact. That's true. That's true.
Now that is a great point, by B. Marshall. The only pushback, and it's not a knock to his comment, because that's a true comment, right? That impact. But the only pushback I give is that the backup don't get the same reps as the starter.
Yeah.
So that changed because right now, because we're looking at what Malik Willis is doing in Green Bay. He didn't get the same reps as Jordan Love, but he's playing phenomenal. Everybody that's been watching football these last couple of weeks know he should be on somebody's starting squad next year. You know what I'm saying? And so now is, but obviously Jordan Love ain't no MVP candidate, to Brandon's point. So you're right. But in that situation, when you're trying to build a program, like, will you give those backups that, can anybody play behind this, right? We saw with Lamar Jackson, right? Snoop Huntley do a good job, but he really can't play. We know can't nobody step behind Josh Allen, right? So we get those, right? But then, however, when you start looking at the impact that some defensive players make, right? That can be like, hey, if you didn't have this guy, would your defense be the same?
Right.
You talked about Run CMC. Clearly, if they didn't have Run CMC at over the 49ers, at 49ers, they wouldn't be, right? Because we saw the two quarterbacks. You had Purdy, then you had Mac Jones come in, so they played equal, right?
Yeah.
But you take Run CMC off that squad, that is MVP right there. He said, not the most good. Yes, sir. I appreciate the Bob. But that's just a narrative that, something fun I wanted to get out there and talk about just for sports. Here's something fun to complete this thing, y'all. Our boy Nick Sirianni is this after his barely win against the Buffalo Bills on a very, very, very low offensive scoring game. This is our boy Nick.
Not so much anymore. Love this.
Hey, y'all see the way DK looked at her? DK looked like, man, going on with all that. Not DK, but
AJ Brown.
AJ looked at him like, man, going on with that, man. But this is what the people has been saying about Nick.
Sirianni once again is a problem in Philadelphia.
He is.
Because when you come off the field and you're in the tunnel and you're bowing out your chest and flexing your muscles.
Not so much anymore. Love this.
Your offense, which you're in control of, that was one of the worst offensive displays we have seen, not exaggeration, in the history of the NFL, speaking specifically about the second half against the Bills. Your quarterback did not complete a pass. You had 17 yards of offense in the second half. But talking smack about how you shut the Bills fans up, Bills fans ain't got no problem with last night. Their quarterback missed the throw. They can live with that because they know he's not going to miss it again. Nick Sirianni, you're the problem in Philadelphia, not Jalen Hurts.
I love it. Greatness.
So do you agree or disagree with Nick Sirianni being a problem?
He's a trip, dude. I'm so out. I'm so out on that cat, dude. If now Bob is showing his age, he's going way back. Talking about Alan Page of the Purple People Eaters.
Mark Mosley won MVP awards. Wow, I didn't know that. You say a kicker, Mark Mosley won MVP awards. 10 running backs have also won. We just need more.
I'm of the opinion that Josh doesn't fumble the ball, on that big drive they had in the first half.
Yeah.
And I feel like they go on to score there, and that game's totally different. But hey, he did, and it was, and it is, and he makes that throw on that 2-point conversion. He hits that pass 8 out of 10 times. So he knew it, and so this was a good game. I mean, but I'm with you. That's not the first time I think that the Eagles have not completed a pass in the second half this year. I think it's been one or two other times too this year.
Yeah. This has been the MO. Yeah, they're usually a first half team. That's how I knew Dallas was going to beat them when they played them the second time.
Yeah,
because they're now and they had the big lead on Dallas, and then they didn't score no more the second half. We know that about the Eagles, right? Not scoring.
That's funny. I love that clip you played. That's awesome.
But I think the media looked at it the wrong way, right? Yes, Nick Sirianni, you shouldn't be talking smack to the Bills fan after what y'all put out there, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, right? But when you have a coach that's even excited about that, you know what I'm saying, a 13-12 game or whatever, it speaks volumes to me, right? Nick Sirianni has always been a guy who will just put his foot in the mouth, who always, as some people, don't make the right decision when it comes down. But at the end of the day, his team is winning. Right. Yep. At the end of the day, his team won against the Buffalo Bills. And if he's excited about it, right, we can sit back and chop it up as media, and as we should, because our job is to critique performances. And I have a whole lot to say about that bad performance that they put out there. But that ain't his job. His job is to get wins. It's our job to critique. It's his job to get wins, and he's done it. You know what I'm saying? So
most people will say that those are the two best teams in the league.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they'll be in the Super Bowl. Those two teams will be in the Super Bowl, so we'll see.
Facts. So I just think sometimes the media got to understand, But it's their job to critique. So they critique Nick Sirianni's celebration. When the bands feels that, and because he's out on the sideline, he hears the fans talking. The Bills Mafia, man, they are a rowdy bunch of group.
Oh, yeah.
They're not quite like Philadelphia, who will fight people, but they're a very, very rowdy group of people. You know what I'm saying? So he knows their energy, right? And so him being excited
Bills Mafia,
yeah, him being excited because they were just a few inches away of losing that game. If Josh Allen was just a few inches into his receiver, they would have lost the game. But I think that was what he was more excited about because he knows his team played bad. He knows his team didn't give their best performance. And the fact that he still came out with a win on just a bad missed throw by Josh Allen, I think that was where his emotion was coming from. But I could be wrong. We need to talk to him first.
That's awesome.
Somebody's leaving.
Awesome.
Let's see here. Boom. Let's see what they're saying.
I do want to say while you're looking at that,
Yep.
I mean, I'd like to find out from the guys that are on and listening and watching and commenting, and we appreciate all that. It makes it fun. Should the Bills kick the extra point and tied it up and went into overtime and win the game like that? I mean, I would have. Z-Man, I will give Nick a pass to win in that weather on the road. Huge.
Facts, James. Facts.
Z-Man,
Facts.
I never give anybody associated with the Philadelphia Eagles any passes. So you're a better man than I am, but we already know that. But has anybody got any thoughts on should they have gone for two? Should they have kicked the extra point and tied it up and played the overtime?
We got time. Let's talk about it. Kick the two. I mean, extra innings. What?
Because if they kick the extra point, they've got all the momentum now because they know their defense is dominating the second half, and so they got to be feeling like, hey, we're going to win. We're going to win over the overtime period. So I just didn't get it unless Jacob and I talked about this. Unless there wasn't going to be any big difference in the playoff positioning if they won or lost. I don't know. Thoughts, comments?
So Sean McDermott came out and he answered in the post game. He said, "Listen," he said, "we want to win. At the end of the day, we want to win, and to be able to go out there and just win the game that way, we had the great game plan. We felt like we can get that bucket. So it was just a decision to make to go out there and get the win." And that's and he alluded to, just his trust in his players and stuff like that. I went and got into my own head. I'm thinking like, okay, listen, they already made the playoffs. So winning this game, losing game doesn't change anything, right?
Yeah.
What they're fighting for now is trying to win their division, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, our chances are slim to outdo the New England Patriots, right? But this one win will give us a chance, right? So let's go ahead and just, instead of going extra innings, either we're gonna win it here or we're not. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna prolong the game just to try to beat the New England Patriots. Either gonna win it all or lose it right here. And it just from that perspective, right? Why take your guys to extra innings and risking the injury and stuff like that? So but as a person who wanted to see the Bills win, kick the field goal, go to extra innings.
Oh, me too, bro. Me too. Who you kidding, man?
Coach, I hear you, but I wanted to see you guys beat them Eagles. It kind of messed me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with the call to go for the win. I'm surprised that Josh Allen didn't. Yeah, and there was something noticeably about Josh Allen. He wasn't running it. The commentator was talking about he's injured or something. I don't know, but he definitely was not being himself in that moment because we know what he used to do. That's a player coach type call. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, B. Yeah, most definitely. The Bills' trail for most of the game came from behind. Brought the score 13-12. Fully expected Buffalo to kick the PAT, but to my surprise, I have to go for two to win the game. And Josh missed on the pass in the end zone. So, at the end of the day, I'm with you. I expected him to tie it up too, Lou. But at the end of the day, I say it again, Josh makes that throw 8 out of 10 times because he's that good. But he did that. This is one of the two that he missed it. So. The situation was one where the Bills were too greedy. Yeah, and it looked like they already had their mind made up. McDermott already had his mind made up. There wasn't any decision to be made at that time. It was already two fingers in the air. I mean, there was no questioning that. That's what they wanted to do, and that's what they did. So,
all right, let's
good stuff.
So now that Okay, let me back up for a little bit. The narrative was that we don't necessarily, we asked the question why it's the MVP race, a quarterback race, but that's just me talking as us venting and expressing ourselves, right? However, the MVP race is clearly a quarterback race. So with that being said, who is your MVP? The top two guys are Stafford or May. Matt Stafford or Drake May. Y'all that are out there, leave it in the comments who you think is this year or should be this year's NFL MVP. Matt Stafford or Drake May. These are our two front runner. Coach, who you like in this one?
Well, for personal selfish reasons, I like Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
But I mean, May has been incredible this year. I don't know how if you look at both those guys, the stats of both these two young men, you know, where they line up, how far off they are, how close they are. I guess we could do that real quick. But I tell you, and again, me and J-Dub talking about Stafford today, he's a whole nother level, whole nother category of the greats that have done it for, you know, a long time. You know, the guys that played for forever and were around forever and played at the highest level forever.
Help me understand that, Coach, because I've heard that, I've been hearing it, and I just don't understand what people are seeing. What has he done? May's balling. Stafford by nose. Okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, nobody had the Rams on the radar. CMC and then Matt.
That New England had the
easiest strength of schedule in the entire league, and that's a fact. Yeah, and I think that's where New England and Drake are benefiting from their strength of schedule. So no one had the Rams on the radar to do what they've done, and Stafford's healthy. Stafford's slinging the ball around like he's 23, 24 years old, and the Rams are just. I mean, right now it's the Eagles and the Rams for me in the NFC. And I know it's going to ruffle some feathers with Bob and with Brandon, but that's who I think the two front runners are.
I've heard so many people talk about not just this year, but just in general, like what you said, like he's in an elite category. And even Dan Orlovsky the other day said that if Matt Stafford goes on and win a Super Bowl this year, he will probably be in the category as one of the greatest, well, should be in the conversation as the greatest quarterback ever. And I'm trying to figure out, like, and my thing is like, okay, I know he's good. But I'm trying to figure out, will somebody break it down to me, like, have I been missing something? Because I just haven't seen a career that says that he's the greatest ever. A season that warrants him an MVP, I mean, a Hall of Fame status, yes, but not first ballot. So I just want people to educate me. Help me.
100% first ballot. You know, there are people out there that believe that if the Lions could have played just a little bit of defense. You're right, Jonathan. You're totally right. No one had the Pats on the radar either. There are people out there who think if the Lions could have played a little bit of
Z-Man, you off the chain.
Z-Man, you cray tonight, man. You funny.
Because he was the most valuable player for the Indianapolis Colts to come out there and take over the team after Danny Dimes goes down with ACL. So, yeah.
I think if the Lions could have played some defense that with Stafford when he was there, that they would have won 2 Super Bowls.
Okay.
But, you know, if fifths and ifs and all that stuff like J-Dub says. But
if was a drink, we all be drunk.
Yeah. But, and I disagree with you, EC. Stafford's a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
Lou, I was gonna get to that point, but thank you for my fellow podcast.
Yeah.
He brought it up. I was saying the exact same thing, man. They fact that drunk. He's a front runner right now, because that was a bad loss for the Rams, and they've been having some bad losses down the stretch. You know, and just like people say, the New England Patriots had the easiest schedule. That was an easy game you should have won, and you didn't go out there and handle your business. And 3 interceptions that game too? Bad performance. So yeah, not gonna take nothing away from his career, but yeah. This year's MVP race, in my opinion, should be going to Drake May.
Okay, Z-Man's he's got his pick, Phillip Rivers.
Well, we got Phillip Rivers, yeah.
And it's a shame. We're not going to get into this conversation, But it's a shame how if the Cowboys are so bad, but Dak's numbers were so good. You know, if they would have been decent and getting the playoffs, Dak could have been in that conversation too. But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
that was the guy I was talking to the other day, and he was just talking about how Dak Prescott is probably the number 31st ranked quarterback in all the league, and he was just trolling like Dak ain't better than this, or Dak ain't better than that. I'm like,
yeah.
I looked at him and said, hey man, who your team? He said the Commanders. I said, oh, now I already know.
Yeah, there you go.
He was hating.
There you go.
But I asked him, I said, if Dak Prescott had a good defense and they won some games, he would be MVP.
Yeah.
Because you can't have, if you had a good record, winning your division, either ranked number 1 or number 2 in your conference, and you leading in passing,
yeah,
MVP.
That's what I said. Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Dak had a big year.
He said, yeah, and that's the whole thing about the conversation about the narrative. And G always hit me to this about that. Media always tell us who to like, and if we don't do the eye test for ourselves, and then then we're gonna lose out. We have to always tell people do the eye test. It's easy to just follow what the media is saying and stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't agree. If you look at it yourself and you agree, then that's fine, right?
Yeah.
But some people, when I ask them, okay, what is the basis of your opinion? And then you hear them repeating everything they heard in the media without, okay, did you watch the game? Well, no. That's like, okay, now you're being disqualified from the conversation.
Well, the Patriots ranked 30th at 420 according to the official NFL metrics. Shador could have bailed out on that team. Balled out on that team.
Yeah.
New England's it's a small market. They don't get we don't see them down here play much.
Right.
But they're small market. They have fairly easy schedule, like Brandon just said. And I am by the Patriots just like I am by the Broncos. I'm just not buying it. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't think the Patriots are that good. Regardless of their schedule.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They've got a great record. Okay, their record says they're really good. Okay,
yeah.
But we will find out. We will find out soon enough if they are or they are not. And my vote is they are not what their record says they are. So, just my opinion. We're fair weather fans here. We can do that.
Oh yeah, we have the right to change our mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that being said, since we're talking about New England, Coach of the Year, who is it?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Mike Vrabel or Ben Johnson?
No-brainer for me. I mean, those are both really. I mean, you'd be okay with either one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, before you even put those names up there, I was going with Big Ben Johnson, man.
Yeah. So what about Kyle Shanahan being thrown in the conversation?
He deserves to be thrown in the conversation.
Okay. Okay.
If the 49ers, y'all heard me say this 3 weeks. No one's talking about the 49ers.
Ooh.
And if the 49ers continue to get healthy, Shanahan is, guys, y'all listen to me. He shouldn't be coach of the year this year, but Shanahan is a hell of a coach, dude. Okay?
Yeah.
And couldn't you throw in our boy with the Rams too, Sean
McVay?
I mean, he's in the consolation bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could throw him in there. But when you look at Vrabel and Ben Johnson, it's the state of their team, right? Both of them was dead last in their divisions last year. I think one was third. 3 and 15. The other was like 3 and 14. The other was like 4 and 12. It's a dead last. And we looked at the New England Patriots last year, how they was one and done with Coach Gerard Mayo. And then now you got Vrabel. And that's the reason why I side with Ben Johnson, because I think Gerard Mayo could have took his team to the next level, right? Because we already saw the greatness out of Drake May last year, right? Mm-hmm. Then you get Stephon Diggs over there. I think he had a bit better chance of coaching. But Chicago, get rid of that bad coach, and then you add in a rookie head coach.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Vrabel coach. We've seen him be at the head coach position and what he did in Tennessee and how they didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And now here's this guy first time out. it just makes so much sense, man. Like, give this guy for what he was able to do to the organization, who all they did was run the table.
Yeah. And
Pretty
you know
much the
what
same team, you know?
Yeah, and you know who else does a great job and for whatever reason doesn't get much
Okay.
is our boy the Houston Texans coach.
Who's that?
With the-
Oh, D'Amico.
Yeah, I love
D'Amico, right?
D'Amico.
Yeah.
He does a great job. And they're back in again. Mr. Shanahan is a good coach, but not in the conversation.
And then
Boozy man.
Coach of the year. Yeah.
Boozy man.
Now, Lou said, yeah, Vrabel's been present. Yeah, he's been better. I definitely like the way he was able to handle Drake May, and no one saw that coming. But I think no one saw it coming because, I did. I said it last year. Now, I didn't expect them to go out and be the number one team in the AFC. I didn't expect that. But the way he was playing last year under Mayo, and I said it several times, I said, man, Coach Mayo got this kid playing lights out. And that's why I was so upset when the Kraft family got rid of him. I didn't like that one bit. And then now you come in, you bring in Vrabel, and now it's like he get to, different than Vrabel had this kid as a rookie. Then we see this, right? But the fact that Ben Johnson took over that team, that sorry team under that bad coach they had last year, that's why I saw him. But I'm not mad at either one of them. I want to see Ben because I think he deserves it, but I'm not mad if Vrabel get it. I do like what Drake made. Yeah. We got to hit this one last thing before we get out of here, guys. We got to talk about this game because this what in the world do we watch on Sunday Night Football, y'all? Somebody tell me.
I want B. Marshall to jump in here. I'm gonna tell you what,
he kind of threw it out there earlier, but I wanted to come on in.
It was such a good game, dude.
I don't think none of us, if you watch that game, we all felt the same way. This was a football game that we didn't think we needed. Boy, we all needed that. We all needed that game. From the runner to the from the opening. I mean, it was just nonstop action, man. It was, man. That was the best. And I've been saying it, like, man, this time of year, this when the league usually come in and they change schedule and change games. And I've been saying some of the Sunday Night Football games we've been getting has been just terrible. But this game right here, oh my, did not disappoint.
It was on, dude. It was so good. Chirac Bears about to tear out
the Chirac Bears about to tear out the team. Yeah. They own one, man. They own one, man.
Coming in. I thought it was a great game from a spectator standpoint, and I found myself rooting for whoever had the football. It was crazy,
See, and that's spoken like a true FairWeather fan. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't want either team to lose that game.
Right.
If I'm being honest, because those are two teams that I think can do something. And I'm going to get a lot of hate right here on this, but I think the Bears and the 49ers, y'all ready to hate me?
I'm ready.
Could both beat New England. I said it.
Absolutely.
I said it.
Absolutely. We got it. Yeah, absolutely. I think they can both. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think this, unless it's no, I'm gonna stick with my guns. I think the Super Bowl winner be coming out of the NFC.
Whoa.
I think they will come out the NFC. I don't think the AFC because the AFC, we've always expected that North to be on top. You know what I'm saying, with Baltimore and the Bengals. And then you start adding in
Chiefs and the Bills.
Chiefs and the Chiefs and the Bills. And the only one now is left is the Bills. There's a whole new run of things. You're talking about we got to fight for the last fourth seed with Pittsburgh and Baltimore at bad records.
Yeah.
It's not looking real good over there on the AFC.
I just want to ask one question about one team, and I want to hear people's comments because it's another team, but I'm not buying it. What's everybody got to think about Jacksonville?
I didn't hear you. Did you step away from the mic?
What's everybody think about Jacksonville? Are they legit?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm gonna tell you what I told on Lewis's podcast. I said, and most people and Coach Martez, what I'm saying, and shout out to Coach Martez, man. He lost his father-in-law, and so we're praying for him and his wife and their family. He won't be on today's show. I'm just going to swing over there after we get done and help Lou out in that show. But y'all, just coach, prayers up for the coach and his family. But he said fool's gold. He said the Rams year is the storyline. It's the storyline. Okay, I get that. How about the Broncos? Yeah. He said, yeah. No, you like Jackson Dart? Okay. But that's another one we haven't talked about.
No, he wasn't talking about Jackson Dart.
What are you talking about? Oh, Jackson. Oh, he like Jacksonville. Okay. My bad. But no, I like the Broncos. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't really talk about the Broncos much.
Yeah.
Because I love Bo Nix, but me and Sean Payton, we ain't on speaking terms right now. Until he apologized to me, we're not gonna talk about the Bronco Bills. You hear that, Sean? Sean Payton, apologize.
Maybe next Tuesday show, you can call him to the front of the class and y'all can talk about it. Okay.
We need to talk about why you need to apologize to me. All right. But
awesome.
this what I was about to say, because I talked about Coach.
Broncos and Bo Nix and Jacksonville and
somebody asked. I think it was a question somebody asked. But anyway,
Rams.
We talked about the Rams. But no, I was about to get into the stats with the Chicago Bears game. No, you asked a question about the Jacksonville.
What do you think? You think they're legit?
Yeah. So when I was talking about Coach, that's what kind of told me about Coach. He called it fool's gold. And my definition of fool's gold is simply, if you got something gold on your neck, what makes it fool gold is when it start tarnishing, when it start changing colors. Otherwise, when you first get it, you can't tell until you put it through the test, right?
Okay.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are still shining, baby. They still shining. They ain't tarnishing yet. So call it what it is. What'd you say, Coach?
I said you actually said it. Okay.
Yeah, I would call it what it is, man. Because I'm a fair with a fan, right? And I had to let people know. I said some of you guys, and I'm not trying to pick fun of you, but said Bob, see, come absolutely.
Next Tuesday, Bob. You're right, man. Next Tuesday.
No, but no, I mean, I've been waiting for this moment for sunshine for a long, long time. To have this type of year, right? To be the quarterback that I think he can be. And there are a lot of people who just don't like him, maybe because he came from Clemson. I don't know why they don't like him. I've always wanted him to succeed, right? And now he's really doing his thing. I think he's really figuring his thing out. And they just had a real good year. What I don't want to happen is what they did the last time they got in this situation when they got their butts beat down bad. You know what I'm saying? When on their first run into the playoffs. So hopefully they can just see this and take it for the worst and go deep. But they got a tough schedule over there. So it all depends who they fight first. I know if Baltimore or Pittsburgh should be playing the Texans first, and then I don't know who Jacksonville will be playing. So
that Baltimore-Pittsburgh game should be a classic war.
It's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be a war, and everybody's like, and y'all keep Mike Tomlin out of it.
Thank you.
I'm like this is like let the play like the man can only coach what he got. Y'all, he's not the GM. He's not the owner. And when you start talking about afforded the ability to be a head coach as long as he has, you don't stay in those positions always wanting to have full control. Let's call it what it is. He has a say, so he knows his place. The players they give him, he's going to coach them. But y'all expect him to go out there, he got to get the players. That ain't his job. Why you think some of these coaches and get ran out? Because they go out there and they push their weight, they ask for something, they don't pan out, and guess what? You the fall guy. Let's call it what it is. I don't know what type of power that Tomlin has with the Pittsburgh organization, but at the end of the day, what we do know is this man know how to coach. And the moment they decide to let him go, he came clear that he wouldn't be able to pick up his nameplate before he be getting the call to go somewhere else as a head coach. So let's call it what it is. Y'all leave him out of this conversation.
Yeah, good. Thank you. He ain't going anywhere. So
he said 40 years since Super Bowl win. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, look. He said they're gonna be, I'm ready. But what if they try to create that same narrative, be March, like they did with Tom Brady? I felt like that was rigged. I'm still in my feelings, but I felt like it was rigged for them to get to play at Raymond J. when they won their Super Bowl. So could this be rigged for Super Bowl for them to play in Santa Clara? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. We'll see. If they make it there, I'm going to be calling conspiracy theory, Coach.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are. Because that's what you do.
That's what I do, man.
You're killing me, dog.
Oh, that's our show for today, man. Y'all, this being real fun, man. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jonathan G. Thank you, Z, man. Thank you, B. Marshall. Thank you, JP, for joining us, man. And for all you guys out there, Lewis for joining in. He said, could Caleb be the next Mahomes? No.
Come on, Brandon. Really? You really going there?
Brandon, really you should have put the laughing emoji behind this because the gun of us is going to take you serious. He's playing like it though. I got to give the young man credit, but I don't think this level of energy is sustainable for him. I just don't think it's sustainable for him. So anyway,
Ben is not going to put him in a situation. Ben's going to keep it safe and simple for him, and so so he won't have the numbers like a Mahomes will ever.
Right.
In my opinion, to be able to do that. So.
And remember, Mahomes was known on winning games, not losing games. I mean, he's been winning games, but the ones that counted the most, when the ball is in hand last, he always fell short. So, but he's a good kid. He'll get there. We never know. He's only just on the second year. That's all our show we have for today, man. Thank you guys for watching, man. To all my brothers, once again, for jumping on the line. Jonathan G, Bob Nowinski, Brandon Marshall, Lewis Medford, JP. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys. Z-Man, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for hanging out with us, man, on the show, man. We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate your support. For continuing to support your boy EC22, D-Way, and J-Dub here at the FairWeather Fan community. Coach, you got any last words?
Yeah, hey, it's that time of the year we're going to be watching college football playoff games. And there's going to be a bunch of good ones, starting with New Year's Eve over here in Arlington.
Yeah.
Miami and Ohio State, and then follow that up with Oregon and Texas Tech, which is going to be a great game. Alabama, Indiana, and then Georgia, Mississippi. So y'all watch those college football games so we can talk about it next Tuesday, man. And Happy New Year. Have a safe year. Be smart. Make good choices, good decisions, and stay off the dadgum road New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That's where things get crazy. So. But EC, as always, I appreciate you, love you, man, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, we'll do it again next Tuesday night.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of Coach D-Will for my final comments. It's your favorite segment. I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. CFP, come to the front of the class. Look, what that first round was trash.
Yep.
James Madison, trash. Okay? Tulane, Z-Man, I love you, but they did not belong in the goddamn CFP. And y'all know it. That first round was trash. Miami and A&M, trash. That was bad. That was bad, and y'all know it was bad. This next round better do something. I did all this energy surrounding all this finagling, all this money going out, and this was bad. This was bad. The first round was terrible. If it wasn't for OU and Alabama, we wouldn't have had a first round. And OU forgot to play the second half, so that was so we had a first round. But no, Coach D-Way, you're right, man. Let's get ready to January 1st, man, for the college playoffs to continue on, as well as rooting for other teams, man, out there. Texas and Michigan is going to be a great game. Y'all go watch that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who is it? Duke and Arizona State. Obviously, my Big 12 team. So against the ACC champs, I've got to watch that bowl
game. Texas, Michigan, are they tonight?
No, I think they're tomorrow.
Okay.
They're tomorrow. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool.
All right, y'all. That's been the boy EC22. Let's see we got a last few comments for some people coming out there. He said, last words, Buckeyes.
Z-Man, you don't know.
I love it. He said, come to the front, Bob. Yes, sir.
We're gonna invite Z-Man to the front of the class next week.
Hey, Z-Man, you heard that? Get your stuff ready because you're coming to the front of the class. No more sitting in the back. No more hiding in the corner. We need you up front, sir. Yo, this is me, boy EC22, along with Coach D-Wade, man. This has been the FairWeather Fan channel, man. If you're still on, please, once again, like, subscribe, share, most of all, leave comments so you can join this conversation. And for the last podcast here in 2025, we are out.